The world of royalty is filled with glamour and glitz, but every coin has two sides. Like the shiny side, there's a dark side. One of the dark aspects of the world of royalty is that royals have children out of wedlock. But the big question is, who are these royals? To answer that question, the list of 12 royals who have gone against tradition and followed their hearts, even if it means going against the norms of their royal duties. So without further ado, let's start. At number 12, we've got Prince Pedro, Duke of Calabria's out of wedlock child, a member of the royal house of Bourbon to Sicily's. Prince Pedro, Duke of Calabria, and Sofia Lindaluce y Melgarejo had their first child, Prince Jaime, Duke of Noto. He was born the 26th of June 1992 in Madrid, Spain. Prince Jaime was a child out of wedlock. The relationship between Prince Pedro and Sofia began in 1991, and they welcomed their first child, Jaime, in 1992. However, the couple's dedication to each other and their child was evident, and they eventually married the 30th of March 2001 at a Real Club de la Puerta de Hierro in Madrid. This marriage was considered dynastic, transmitting full rights of succession to all their children. After their marriage, Prince Pedro and Sofia had 6 more children, making a total of 7. The children, including Jaime, bear the style of Royal Highness and the title of Prince of Bourbon to Sicily's. Jaime, now Duke of Noto, has been integrated fully into the family and holds several titles and honors, though he was born out of wedlock. The relationship between Prince Pedro and Jaime appears to be strong and supportive, as evidenced by Jaime's prominent role within the family and his titles. Jaime also holds a significant position within the family, reflecting a strong and supportive relationship with his father. At number 11, we've got Prince Carlos, Duke of Parma's out of wedlock child, the current head of the royal and ducal house of Bourbon Parma. Prince Carlos, who is the Duke of Parma, fathered a son named Carlos Hugo Roderick Sybren Klinstra, who was born the 20th of January 1997 in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. He is a child out of wedlock. Initially, he was not given any royal titles or family rights. The affair between Prince Carlos and Brigitte Klinstra, who was his childhood friend, resulted in the birth of Carlos Hugo Roderick Sybren Klinstra. The relationship was reportedly a no-strings-attached arrangement, and it was agreed that the child would not receive any royal title or rights. When Carlos Hugo turned 18, he initiated legal proceedings to change his surname to that of his biological father and to be recognized as a prince. Despite Prince Carlos's opposition, the Dutch Council of State ruled in favor of Carlos Hugo in 2018, granting him the style and title of His Royal Highness Prince Carlos Hugo Roderick Sybren de Bourbon de Parma. However, he is not a member of the Dutch royal house or the House of Bourbon Parma, and is not in the line of succession to any throne. It was worth it because Carlos Hugo fought a lengthy legal battle to be recognized as a prince. Next, we've got Alexander Lascelles, Viscount Lascelles out of wedlock child. Alexander is an English chief and the third child and second son of David Lascelles, 8th Earl of Harewood, and his first wife Margaret, Viscountess Lascelles, the heir apparent to the earldom of Harewood. Alexander Lascelles, Viscount Lascelles, has a son named Leo Cyrus Anthony, who was born in March 2008. Leo was born out of wedlock to Alexander Lascelles and his former girlfriend, Leila Yeganigi. The affair between Alexander Lascelles and Leila resulted in the birth of their son, Leo Cyrus Anthony, in 2008. At the time, Leila was Alexander's live-in girlfriend. The relationship did not lead to marriage, and thus Leo was born outside of wedlock. Leo Cyrus Anthony, due to his illegitimacy, is unable to succeed his grandfather's earldom and is not in the line of succession to the British throne. Despite this, Leo remains as a recognized member of the extended family, although he does not hold any titles or rights to succession. The current status of his personal relationship between Alexander Lascelles and his son Leo Cyrus Anthony is not extensively known in the media. Later, on the 18th of August 2017, in Kew Gardens, Alexander Lascelles married Annika Elizabeth Reed. They have a daughter, Ivy, born in 2018, and a son, Kit Moon William, born in 2023. At number 9, we got the former King Albert II of Belgium's out of wedlock child. King Albert II of Belgium has an illegitimate child. Her name is Princess Delphine of Belgium, born as John Rue Delphine Boyon. She was born the 22nd of February 1968 in Brussels, Belgium. Delphine was born out of an extramarital affair between King Albert II and Baroness Sybil de Says-Longchamps. The affair lasted for 18 years, beginning in the 1960s, while Albert was married to Italian Princess Paola Ruffo di Calabria. Albert chose to stay with Paola rather than leave her for Sybil. Delphine's journey to being recognized as a royal was long and difficult. Initially, she was considered illegitimate and was not granted any royal titles or a place in the line of succession. However, after 7 years of a legal battle, a court ordered Albert to take a DNA test, which confirmed his paternity in January 2020. Subsequently, on October 1st, 2020, Delphine was lawfully recognized as Princess of Belgium, or styled of Her Royal Highness. Her children, Josephine and Oscar, were also granted princely titles. The relationship between Albert II and Delphine has seen significant improvement. After years of legal battles and public disputes, they reunited in October 2020 at Belvedere Castle in Brussels. Despite the past, there is a sense of reconciliation and a move towards a more harmonious relationship. Next, we've got Captain Mark Phillips's out of wedlock child. Captain Mark Phillips is an English Olympic gold medal horseman for Great Britain and the first husband of Anne, Princess Royal. He has an illegitimate child. Born as Felicity Tonkin, Felicity Wade is the illegitimate daughter of Captain Mark Phillips and New Zealand art teacher Heather Tonkin. She was born in 1985. Felicity was conceived during a one-night stand between Captain Mark Phillips and Heather Tonkin in 1984, while Phillips was still married to Princess Anne. Despite Mark's initial suggestion for Heather to have an abortion, she chose to keep the baby. Heather later revealed that Mark had been making payments to her under the guise of hiring her as a consultant on equestrian matters. The legal status of Felicity was confirmed through a DNA test in 1991, which proved that Mark Phillips was her father. Following the confirmation, a settlement worth a reported $445,000 was made to secure Felicity's future. The relationship between Captain Mark Phillips and Felicity Wade remains distant. Despite the public revelation of her paternity and the financial settlement, Mark Phillips has reportedly wanted nothing to do with Felicity. They're understood not to have been in touch, even when in close proximity at an event in 1999. Additionally, Mark is not believed to have met his grandson. At number 7, we've got David Lascelles, 8th Earl of Harewood's out of wedlock children. David is a British hereditary peer and film and television producer. David Lascelles has 2 children born out of wedlock, Emily Tersing Shard and Benjamin George Lascelles. Emily and Benjamin were born during Lascelles' previous marriage to Margaret Rosalind, which has affected the children's legal status and titles. Emily Tersing Shard is unable to bear the courtesy title of lady as her parents were not married at the time of her birth. However, she obtained royal consent from the Privy Council to marry Matthew Shard on the 12th of February 2008. On the other hand, Benjamin George Lascelles is a conservationist. Although he is Lord Harewood's eldest son, he is unable to inherit his father's titles as his parents were not married at the time of his birth. He also obtained royal consent from the Privy Council to marry Colombian Carolina Velez Robledo on the 18th of April 2009 at Harewood House. The current relationship between David Lascelles and his 2 illegitimate children is not so friendly. Interestingly, David Lascelles' legitimate son, Alexander Edgar Lascelles, Viscount Lascelles, who is the successor to the earldom, also has a child born out of wedlock. His name is Leo Cyrus Anthony. He's also unable to succeed his grandfather's earldom due to his birth status, like his uncle and aunt. Next, we've got Princess Stephanie of Monaco's out of wedlock child. Princess Stephanie is the youngest child of Rainier III, Prince of Monaco, and American actress Grace Kelly. One of the most intriguing aspects of her life is the birth of her 3rd child, Camille Gaudium, out of wedlock. Camille was born the 15th of January 1998 to the Princess Stephanie of Monaco and Jean Raymond Gaudium, a former palace bodyguard. The relationship between Stephanie and Jean Raymond was kept secret and never officially confirmed by the palace. The identity of Camille's father was not included on her birth certificate, which led to much speculation until Camille herself confirmed it on Instagram in 2017. The affair was significant enough to result in the birth of a child, but it did not lead to marriage, which was a common theme in Stephanie's relationships. Camille Gaudium is not in the line of succession to the Montesquieu throne because her parents never married. This exclusion is consistent with Monaco's constitutional rules, which exclude illegitimate children from the line of succession. Despite this, Camille has always spoken warmly of both her parents and maintains a close relationship with them. Princess Stephanie and Camille share a close and affectionate relationship. Camille often refers to her family as the 3 Musketeers, indicating a strong familial bond. Also, Stephanie has taken on a more traditional role in recent years, focusing on charity work and family. At number 5, we've got Marina Ogilvy of the UK's out of wedlock child. Marina Ogilvy is the younger child and only daughter of Sir Angus Ogilvy and Princess Alexandra of Kent. One of the most notable events in her life was the birth of her daughter, Zenuska Mawa, out of wedlock. The relationship between Marina and Paul was initially controversial as Marina's parents pressured her either to marry Paul or to have an abortion. Marina Ogilvy's affair with Paul Mawat began when she was the 24th in line to the British throne. The relationship was met with resistance from her family. Marina initially refused to marry immediately, preferring to wait until after the child's birth. Eventually, the couple married in February 1990 at St. Margaret's Church, Westminster. Zanoska Mawat is not in line to the British throne due to being born out of wedlock. However, she is considered a full member of the royal family on all except formal occasions. This status reflects the royal family's acceptance of her despite the circumstances of her birth. Currently, Marina Ogilvy and Zanoska Mawat share a close relationship. Zanoska has appeared on the palace balcony for trooping the color, indicating her acceptance and involvement in royal family events. However, Zanowski and her brother Christian have chosen to lead private lives, focusing on professional paths and distancing themselves from the public spotlight. Next, we've got the out-of-wedlock children of Albert II, Prince of Monaco. Albert is Prince of Monaco, reigning since 2005. Albert has two children born out of wedlock, Jasmine Grace Grimaldi and Alexander Grimaldi Coste. Jasmine Grace Grimaldi was born the 4th of March 1992 in Palm Springs, California, to Prince Albert of Monaco and Tamara Rodolo, a former waitress from California. The affair between Prince Albert and Tamara Rodolo began when they met the French Riviera in 1991. Jasmine was born 9 months later. Tamara filed a paternity lawsuit against Prince Albert, which led to a DNA test confirming his paternity. Jasmine is not in line to succession to the Monegasque throne because of her parents never being married. However, Prince and Jasmine share a close relationship. On the other hand, Alexander Grimaldi Coste was born the 24th of August 2003 to Prince Albert of Monaco and Nicole Coste, a former flight attendant from Togo. The relationship between Prince Albert and Nicole Coste began in 1997 when they met on a flight to Nice. Alexander's existence was revealed in 2005, and Prince Albert publicly acknowledged him after his father's death. Like his half-sister Jasmine, Alexander is not in the line of succession to the Monegasque throne due to being born out of wedlock. However, he has the rights to Prince Albert's fortune. He also shares a good relationship with the prince. At number 3, we've got the out-of-wedlock child of Leopold Prinz von Bayern. He is a member of the Bavarian royal house of Wittelsbach and a former champion race car driver. He has a child born out of wedlock. The child born out of wedlock to Leopold Prinz von Bayern is named Prince Manuel Maria Alexander Leopold Georg of Bavaria. He was born December 27, 1972 in Starburg, in Bavaria, Germany. The specific details of the affair that resulted in the birth of Prince Manuel are not extensively documented. However, it's clear that the child was born out of wedlock, indicating that the relationship between Leopold and the mother of the Prince Manuel was not formalized through marriage at the time of the child's birth. Initially, the union between Leopold, Prinz von Bayern, and the mother of Prince Manuel was considered morganatic, meaning it was a marriage between people of unequal social rank, which in some cases could affect the status of the offspring. However, on March 3, 1999, the marriage was decreed to be conditionally dynastic in accordance with Bavarian house laws. This change in status likely legitimized Prince Manuel's position within the Bavarian royal family. The fact that Prince Manuel is recognized and holds the title within the Bavarian royal family suggests that there's an acknowledgement and a possibility of a relationship between him and Leopold. Next, we've got the out-of-wedlock child of the late King Leopold III of Belgium. Leopold III was the King of Belgians from the 23rd of February 1934 until his abdication 16th of July 1951. He had an illegitimate child. The illegitimate child of King Leopold III is named Ingeborg Verdum. She was born in December 1940. The affair that resulted in the birth of Ingeborg Verdum involved King Leopold III and Austrian-Belgian ice skater Lieselade Landbeck. The relationship between Leopold and Lieselade began during the winter in 1939 and 1940. This affair was kept secret due to the potential scandal that it could cause, given Leopold's position as a reigning monarch. Ingeborg Verdum's legal status as the daughter of King Leopold III has not been officially recognized by the Belgian royal family. The royal palace in Brussels has yet to comment on her status. Despite Despite the lack of formal recognition, various sources and publications have acknowledged her as an illegitimate daughter of the King Leopold III. Relationship status between Ingeborg Verdun and the late King Leopold III is not well documented. Given the secrecy surrounding her birth and the lack of formal acknowledgement from the royal family, it's likely that there was little to no public relationship between them. Leopold passed away in 1983 in Volwy St. Lambert following the emergency heart surgery at the time. Ingeborg Verdun now lives in the USA with a different name. And at number 1, we've got the out-of-wedlock children of the late Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands. He was the Prince of the Netherlands from the 6th of September 1948 to the 30th of April in 1980 as the husband of Queen Juliana. He had 2 illegitimate daughters, Alicia von Bielefeld and Alexia Grinda. Alicia was born from an extramarital affair between Prince Bernhard and an anonymous American woman. The details of this affair are not extensively documented, but it's known that Alicia's existence was a revelation when Prince Bernhard admitted to fathering her. On the other hand, Alexia was born from an affair between Prince Bernhard and Helen Grinda Lejeune, a French model and socialite. This relationship was more publicly known, and Alexia's existence was considered an open secret in the Netherlands. Both Alicia and Alexia were acknowledged by Prince Bernhard in an interview published posthumously. Despite being born out of wedlock, they were included in his will, ensuring that they received a share in his inheritance. This acknowledgement provided them with a form of legal recognition within the context of his estate. Prince Bernhard described Alicia as a wonderful, talented lady and mentioned that they saw each other twice a year, once in summer and once in winter. Alicia had also visited Scholastic Palace with her mother, indicating and maintaining a relationship. Alexia was also known to the royal family and accepted by Queen Juliana. And with this, we wrap up this video. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you found our channel interesting, then subscribe to it. Thank you. See you in the next video.